understand that the more patient you can be with the process, the better and bigger the payout. And going back to that same example of the fitness company, though I was able to accomplish all these things, when I first started, I was like, man, we outside in this heat. This is whack. Is this a scam? Because I'm like looking up on the internet, and at the time, the company was not as big as it is now. The company was so small that people are like, you know how you go on Indeed and look up job reviews? They're like, run from this company. They're going to work you to death. They're going to slave you and then fire you when it's time to open a new studio. And they had really, really bad reviews, actually.
Sit back, poppin' this. Sit back, let me know what's up. Sit back, poppin' this. Sit back, let's say how it used to be. Sit back, poppin' this. Sit back, let me know what's up.
Check, check. Is this thing on?
Pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet and cushy. Now make it rain if you wanna see some wet and cushy. My talking is fire.
Can y'all see me okay?
Going and trying, it's coming outside. Y'all running that thing. The cops behind me. The way that I spit, and I hear trying to sign me. Y'all know I'm a freak. Handcuffs, leashes, switch my wig, make a.
Okay, guys, so welcome to Band Camp. Now, eventually this course is going to be built up into a community that teaches you how to make a band, how to make money for your savings accounts, and just the different luxuries that you need in life. If you don't know about how I define luxury, it's the perfect time for me to tell you. For me, luxury is not always shoes, bags, cars, clothes, all of that stuff. Luxury for me is just having the ability to afford the necessities and having it in excess, having that peace of mind that I have the luxury to get my child's daycare taken care of, having the luxury of understanding that if something pops off, I have some bands saved up that I can go into and tap into in order to get whatever I need out of life in the moment. Okay, so as we continue into this course, as you continue to follow me, I want you to understand that when I'm saying luxury, is not your cliche everyday luxury experience. Okay, we're breaking generational curses, we're building wealth, we're getting our credit right, we're getting new cars, we're just doing all kind of amazing things, but it doesn't always have to be exotic or luxury name brand things. Okay, so a little bit about me, guys. I am a mother of a 6-year-old little boy who is phenomenal. He is amazing. He is my world. He is the reason why I go so hard, because had I not had him, I may not have been as motivated to press forward through a lot of things and just continue to go for excellence and strive for excellence in everything I do. Second off, I am a serial entrepreneur. So I have 2 businesses under my belt, but several endeavors that I have had the blessings to be a part of. So I have a quite extensive resume on just different people and industries that I've touched. I'm a fitness instructor. Shout out to the Squats and Stilettos gang. We are coming back soon, so don't worry, stay tuned. I am a dancer. I am a money-making ninja. I love making money. And my 2 businesses, I have the Adrenaline Experience, which is my fitness company, my health and wellness company, as well as Millionaire's Time, which is kind of the merger baby where we have health, wealth, and everything you need to become a millionaire and get your $1 million mind right, get your $1 million body right. So yeah, that's just some of the things that I do. I'm also a financial analyst in the foreign exchange market. So I, on a day-to-day basis, do investments, day trading investments, as well as longer positions that I hold for a very long time in order to accumulate money. And that is right now because of the transition that we've made into living online. My main stream of income, pretty much my only stream of income, because fitness had to go on pause real quick. I'm not one of those people who get really good with the Zooms at first. At least for fitness, I like to be in person, hands on. So it's quite a challenge. And then number 4, I am a sales ninja. I go ham. Put me up for any sales position. I'm going to get the job done. Okay. Once I master the skill, once I figure out what we're doing here, Alana is going to boom. Like I'm not, and that was like the clean mumbled version because he's not talking about anything necessarily good. All right, so welcome to Band Talk. Today we're going to be talking about how to speak the language of enthusiasm, guys. Very important for getting your $1 million, very important for attracting your $1 million client. So the language of enthusiasm is first. Second, we're going to talk about how to talk big stuff and back it up. And then third is going to be the importance of goal setting and having all of your goals right there in the forefront of your mind, but also in physical places in front of you. All right. There is a language in the world that everyone understood. It was the language of enthusiasm, of things accomplished with love and purpose as a part of a search for something believed in and desired. This is a line from The Alchemist, and it is a great, great book. If you have not read it, it's very key in order to understand the journey of success and how it kind of moves and operates. Because in this story, the guy has been promised a treasure, but to get to the treasure in life, there's so many things that come up that distract him, that make him feel defeated. So great, great story. But the language of enthusiasm is a very powerful thing if you know how to use it. It's very passionate, assertive, and accurate. So it's not, if I got on here and I was like, hey guys, it's my first Zoom, and we're gonna be talking about some great, great things. I'm not really enthusiastic, so I don't know how I would expect you to even be here past the first 5 minutes, because if you got on my call like this, I'm gonna get distracted. I'm gonna start scrolling on Instagram. You're not gonna have my attention. So it's passionate, it's assertive, and it's accurate. You don't want to waste a lot of time with a lot of different words and mumbo jumbo, and you don't want to have to repeat yourself too much. So when you come in and you speak the language of enthusiasm, you know what you're talking about. You're accurate and you're precise, not just with your diction, but with the words that you're speaking. And you're assertive, because you do have to assert a certain type of energy to command the room, the attention, the just command, okay? And that can be to you or to other things. Sometimes we have to command our day. This day will turn around for me. I command that this will no longer continue to happen. I'm not riding this energy. I'm not riding this wave, all right? Second thing about the language of enthusiasm, it is moving and it causes others to move. So as you're practicing the language of enthusiasm, one thing that I could definitely say is, if it's not causing movement or momentum in others, it's not making any impact. Meaning it's not necessarily what you're doing, but maybe you're not very enthusiastic about it. Maybe you're still trying to figure it out. But if it's not causing people to double tap or, oh my gosh, this is so inspiring or something like that, then you're not speaking it properly, or maybe you're not speaking it in your right realm. There's been times as a frustrated fitness instructor, I was like, trying to speak the language of enthusiasm, and some people was messing with it and some people kind of wasn't, but it didn't cause anybody to join my program. Well, it did actually. I actually am pretty good at the language of enthusiasm, but I'm just trying to give you examples. There have been, so it's moving and it causes others to move. So there have been times when I've been trying to sell certain things, let's say, like certain products, and I'm super passionate about the product and I believe in the product, but I'm like, oh, buy this iced coffee. I like it. It's cool. It's yeah, I love it. Like, buy the iced coffee. You gonna buy the iced coffee? Or if I'm like, girl, I can't live without this iced coffee. This is the best iced coffee I've ever had. I'm always super on point with everything that I do. And I just think it's because of this coffee. Like, have you tried coffee? Which girl are you gonna buy from? So just know, if it's causing movement, you're speaking the language, you're getting it on, you're picking it up. it causes the atmosphere to conform to your words. So another powerful thing about the language of enthusiasm is when you're speaking it, you're no longer letting outside rule you. You are taking inside and ruling outside. So even if you're having a bad week or a bad day, language of enthusiasm says, okay, world, I see how we're playing today. I'm not here for it. You start clapping and moving. That's why a lot of times in spirituality, you find people doing these rituals like banging on walls or like speaking things out of the house. That is because they're speaking the language of enthusiasm with desire and belief for them to be cleansed, for their house to be cleansed and things of that nature. So when you do start speaking from a position of power, you are able to make movement. You cause others to move, which causes atmospheres to shift. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if you were never inspired to make a huge jump, a huge leap of faith in whatever that is. I'm sure it was somebody or something that caused that atmosphere for you to shift and say, you know what? I am going to get my health right because I'm tired of living like this. Or you know what? I am going to finally make that call because me and my mama need to restore that relationship, or whatever it is. The atmosphere now is conforming to your words. But, and last thing, it is definitely a skill. It's something you're going to have to hone in on, practice. Some days will be better than others. Some days I'm not speaking the language of enthusiasm. I'm speaking the language of I'm here, and that's a blessing. So you're going to take this blessing, or you want to get this curse? You want to get these curse words? and that's okay. But once you do master that skill of enthusiasm, oh, baby, your life is going to change, okay, in any aspect that you want it to. Your love life, your financial life, your health life, any atmosphere, okay? Next, let's talk about band talk. Band talk is very similar to the language of enthusiasm. I would say they go hand in hand. You command what you want. What's up, Corey? You want to come say hey to the people? I missed the call. You didn't come here. You say hey? What happened? You want me to get that? Yeah. Okay. All right, please close my door as you're exiting. Motherhood. All right, so band talk. We command it. All right, I commanded these millions are coming to me. I don't know how they're going to get to me or what resource I have to tap into in order to make them happen, but I commanded this shift is happening in the atmosphere, period. Band talk. You know what I'm saying? Even when I get on Instagram and stuff, and let me see if okay, that's in goal setting. And when I get on Instagram and stuff, a lot of times I'm just speaking what I'm believing, but I don't really know, y'all. I'm like, I'm going to be a millionaire. What's up? It's millionaire's time. And then some days I'm like, okay, are you? Because this is not hard. I mean, it's kind of hard, but so no, you command it and then you believe it. Once you start believing it, it will manifest its way to you, and then be open to receive it. Success has found me in the strangest of places. God literally has this amazing ability to find me in just the most peculiar places and times in life to allow me to receive a new level of success. One of the greatest ones, or I'll give you guys two examples real quick, how I got into my main two industries, fitness and Forex. Fitness, I was working at Express, slinging suits and like hustling, working for $7.25 an hour, mind you. And this guy comes in, he's like, oh yeah, he bought a whole bunch of suits, $400. So I'm definitely making conversation, trying to figure out what you do, who you are, and how can I help you? How can I help you? Because I like to make connections. I'm here to serve. And ultimately, I'm probably going to be connected to the right person and learn something. So I'm like, what do you do? He's like, oh, I work for this fitness company. They're going to be like 30 here in the next year, full-time hours, blah, 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 blah. Started speaking the language of enthusiasm. He was pointing and stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I immediately go and look it up. And the process was so quick that like a day later, I got an interview. The same day I got hired. I quit my job at Express, maybe like the same day. It wasn't very 2 weeks notice-ish at all, but it's fine. And they still called me back to work again. And then the second time was Forex. I just ended up, once again, being in a particular situation where I heard somebody talk about it. And because I felt this vibration and this frequency, like they were speaking to me, I received it. I didn't run from it. I didn't wonder if it was a scam or if it was really for me. Both opportunities I hopped on immediately, and both opportunities hopped back on me immediately. Meaning, as soon as I went to Orange Theory, I got a job. I went from making $7.25 an hour to $10 an hour, and would be then led to making my first salary job, because I went from outside sales to inside sales to assistant management to management. And then I started clearing my full-time salary with part-time hours as a trainer. All because I said, okay, and I acted now. I was ready to receive. Same thing with Forex. I heard the terminology. I went, I looked it up, I dove in, and boom, it dove into me. And remember, patience pays. So even if it doesn't turn out like that, or even if it turns out like that at first, and then you reach some speed bumps in the road and some learning opportunities and some areas of opportunities where you can self-develop and improve in yourself, understand that the more patient you can be with the process, the better and bigger the payout. And going back to that same example of the fitness company, though I was able to accomplish all these things, when I first started, I was like, man, we outside in this heat, this is whack. Is this a scam? Because I'm like looking up on the internet, and at the time, the company was not as big as it is now. The company was so small that people were like, you know how you go on Indeed and look up job reviews? They're like, run from this company. They're going to work you to death. They're going to slave you and then fire you when it's time to open a new studio. And they had really bad reviews, actually. So in my mind, I'm like, maybe I don't want to work for this company, but this is the first time I'm ever making double-digit numbers. But based off of what everybody is saying, it's a setup. Like, it's a straight up, they don't even exist. Right? Tell me why 4 years later, we are the leading fitness provider in the fitness realm, clearing $1 billion in sales in 1 year. 4 years ago, they were calling it a scam. Now people are so addicted to it, they can't get enough of it. And you can't tell this company pretty much anything, because they are not the monopoly, but they are definitely a freaking bull, a freaking goat in the fitness industry. So patience pays, having to have clear vision of, okay, that's what this person said, I got to tune that out and understand what my heart says and give it some time. Because if it was a scam, I would have found out. But you know what I found out? People with limited mindsets who believe everything is a scam and everything you should run from don't get the success that I have been able to reach in such a little amount of time. Language of enthusiasm is what you're hearing right now, because that passion, baby, of like, you said it was a scam, I decided to stick with it, and I went from making $7.25 to clearing at one point in time in my salary with bonuses and stuff like that. Your girl is making like $75K plus commission, plus I'm a hustler, so I'm not just doing this job. I got many ways to get it. So I got a million ways to get it. So patience pays. Don't always believe the hype. Don't always believe what you hear. Believe what you know. Because there is a certain gift that has been instilled in all of us as God's children, that there's certain things you just know, and you have to tune all that out. Get your mind right. I hope you guys are enjoying. Let's take a sip. You know, we got to do this in about 30 minutes or less. I don't really like to waste a lot of time. Time is the most valuable asset that one can have. And I'm so happy and grateful that you are spending this time with me to receive this information and these gems. All right, goal setting 102. So we should all have some type of idea of goal setting 101, mainly because it is the error, it is the year, it is the everything of self-help books. So if you don't know how to goal set and write SMART goals and all of that, yeah, we're gonna have to do a one-on-one consultation. Goal setting 102 for me starts with where it comes from. Where is this goal coming from? Is this goal coming from fleshly desires, or I just want to stun on people and show my ex I'm better than the new girl? Or is it a God-given grand vision that you couldn't even imagine doing without like a miracle? So now when I set goals, I set them with very big, grand intentions, because I know God is going to power me through. And whether the course changes or not, the goal stays the same. Is it obtainable? Is your goal realistic? Is it obtainable? I would be crazy to be like, you know what? I'm gonna mine Ethereum in space, right? I didn't go to school for science. I don't know anything about rocks and in the moon and or wherever we're going in space. I'm not even sure what it takes, what the requirements are to go to space. So I don't know if that's really an obtainable goal for me. You guys get my point. Is it within your scope? Is it within your reach? You know, if it's out of reach, I wouldn't necessarily go for it unless it is literally like in your heart, you have to go. Some people, and out of reach is based on perception. It's all relative in a sense, because what's out of reach for me, because I'm not no rocket scientist, may be right within arm's reach for you. I reach for $1 million. A lot of people aren't reaching for that because they feel like that's way too out of their reach. But me, I'm like, man, I done touched so many millionaires in my life. I gotta be one. I mean, I gotta be one. I just gotta figure out how to get it from here to here. But yes, accessible. Now, this is a very key thing. Is your goal within arm's reach? Let's say I did want to be a rocket scientist or whatever. My goals would have to be within arm's reach. So I'm going to want to go to the best school with the best programs that have fed out into NASA and made space cadets before, so that I can access what I need to access, whether it's knowledge, people, places, things, all of that. Accessible. Is your goal within arm's reach? For me, I am a millionaire. I'm claiming it. That's what I'm going for. Is my goal within arm's reach? Yes, because I can call a millionaire right now. But my rule of thumb is if you're not 2 calls away from that person that you need to be in touch with, your network isn't strong enough, you're not within arm's reach of accessing what it is that you're going for. So that's the question I want you to begin to ask yourself when you're setting the goals. Okay, cool. Here's my goal. Is it obtainable? Yes. Is it accessible? Can I access the resources that I need to make it happen? And if not, how do I make a shift so it is accessible? If I want to be a millionaire, and I met my first millionaire when I was maybe 22 or 23. He was 21 or 22. So it's like, okay, it was cool to know him and meet him, but I couldn't access him. I couldn't call him. I didn't have his phone number. I didn't know where he lived. But now, after working hard to find the access to millionaires, I actually am 2 phone calls away from like 5 or 6. And I can directly call one. I actually know a couple that I can directly call. I know some of y'all millionaires and y'all not letting me know because y'all just trying to see, or, you know, the principle of money is not to be all flashy and extravagant with it, because it won't continue to come to you if you treat it like a whore. But that's a different discussion. You got to be not necessarily secretive, but you have to treat your money like your wife. So I know some of y'all are millionaires and you're just keeping your wife on the low. She in the behind the scenes, she's well taken care of. I know it. And then tenacious. You have to persist. The definition of tenacious is persisting in existence. You're not easily dispelled. So when it comes to setting the goal, even when it does feel like it's getting rocky, when it's getting unachievable, you're not going to be dispelled by it. You have to have the mentality of a goat. Okay, cool. It's a nice short little presentation. You have to have the tenacity of a goat. If you have not gotten a chance to read, You Are a Badass at Making Money. It is a short read. It is a phenomenal read. I highly recommend it. But in the book, she talks about how, like, she used to live on a farm, and every day the goats would just be trying to get in her house, like, boom, knocking on the glass, chewing cud, looking at her in the eye, like, I'm coming for you. I want that bed. I want to taste that mac and cheese. I'm coming for you. And she'd be like, man, these dumbass goats are just sitting here so repetitively, just doing the same thing. It's not producing no results. You're never getting in here, right? She leaves. She goes shopping one day. She comes home. There's goats everywhere. The horse is out of the stable. And she's like, what the f is going on? Tell me why the goats done got in the house. because the GOAT still did the same exact thing they did the day before and the day before and the day before, because it didn't matter if it didn't happen that day. They didn't get dispelled. They were going to go in and taste that mac and cheese, okay? I don't know if she was really eating mac and cheese, it's my imagination, but you have to have the mentality of a GOAT. And I guess that's the reason why I never knew why people said, oh, he's the GOAT, they GOAT. They persist. They are not easily dispelled. You cannot trump them. They're the GOAT. They are going to get it done, okay? One more point, because I know we spoke on this in Bible study and I want to talk about it. I had a young lady express to me that she was not very comfortable with always speaking on her goals out loud, because she feels like if she doesn't reach them, she will look like a failure, or like she wasn't able to reach the goal. You didn't reach the goal, right? My philosophy is, if you don't say it out loud, it's not going to, back to the language of enthusiasm, it's not going to conform to what you're saying. If you aren't saying things aloud to make the universe, the atmosphere, God, whoever hear your prayers, then it's not going to happen as fast as it's just up here. It's not on paper, it's not out loud. And when you speak it out loud, you hold yourself more accountable, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna put myself out there and told all these people my goals and dreams. So now I have to start at least trying to achieve it, because if I don't, then I'm gonna not only look like a failure, but I'm gonna look like I just gave up. And I will fire things in a minute. I have fired jobs. I have fired friendships. I have fired my damn self from self-sabotaging certain things. But I'm not no quitter. I can't be stopped. Okay? So when you start to say, I'm going to lose this weight, y'all. World, I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to lose this weight. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose your weight. Trust me, I lost the weight, gained it back, and then had to get back into the mentality of saying my waist is getting smaller, my bank account's getting bigger, my waist is getting smaller, my bank account's getting bigger. And guess what? I'm down 30 pounds and my bank account is up. I'm a real hustler. I'm like 30 up. I transferred my weight and put it in my bag. We don't go there. We'll go. I can't wait. I know y'all should be excited. I'm excited about what's to come. And then having it in plain sight. When you see little things like this in my background, there is no lack where this river flows. It's important to have your reminders around. There's a guy by the name of David Imanti, and he always speaks on the importance of having your goals so tangible and within arm's reach. You know what I'm saying? These are glasses, but arm's reach. I even can show you every day when I get up, my vision board is up there. I have a digital vision board on my phone. Here are my goals right here, my passion goal, my wealth goal, my business goals. You know, there are constant reminders of where I'm going, and like calendars. I got notes in my bathroom. I got notes in my car. Like, it's important to keep it in plain sight. So when you go on your journey, you are able to still remember exactly where you're going. So have it in plain sight, make it plain, speak them aloud, start speaking on it, and watch how fast you will be able to attract it. If you spend all this time being scared about not being able to reach it, you're never going to. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So the minute you start saying, you know what, I think I can, I know I can, I believe I can, and I start speaking it, even if it doesn't come out like how it's coming out between me and you right now, even if it comes out a little scared, a little broken, a little undetermined, that's fine, because it will morph up. I can show y'all some journals, some real sad journals from the past, from like 6 months ago, actually. Like, God, I don't know what. But you know what? And in that time, if you go back to my stories on my Instagram, my position of power was a little bit, it was just lesser than. It wasn't that it wasn't there. It was just like I was going through some shit. It was fine. Morph up though. It's your time. It's your season, millionaire. So I hope that this has been informative. I hope that you enjoyed what you heard. Let's close it out with finishing it out with my girl Cardi B and Megan. And y'all done switched over to Janae. And I will see you guys next Friday for band camp.
If you wanna see some wet and gushy.
Let me see if I can turn this off. Okay, y'all just want to see me be cute. Thank you guys so much for joining. Enjoyed the video. I will see you guys next Friday. Love you so much.
Look, I need a
Shop Millionaires time.
I need a Henny drink. I need a smoke, not a garden snake. I need a king cobra with a hook in it. Hope it lean over. He got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Cookie A1, just like his credit. He got a beard, well, I'm trying to wet it. I let him, now he diabetic. I don't want to, I want to, I want you to touch that, that swing in the back of my talking misfire. The sun is going and drying. It's coming outside. Yeah, I run on that thing like the cars behind me. The way that I spit, and he trying to sign me.
Y'all know I'm a freak. Handcuffs, leashes. Switch my wig, make him feel like he's cheating. Put him on his knees, give him something to believe in. Never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beat. In the food chain, I'm the one that eat you. If he ate my eye, he's a bottom feeder. Big D stand for big demeanor. I can make you bust before I ever meet you. If it don't hang, then he can't bang. You can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. Me and ask who's is it when I ride together. I'ma spell my name.
Yeah, you chillin' with some wet and gushy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet and gushy. Give me everything you got for this wet and gushy. Now from the top, make it drop. That's some wet and gushy. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's some wet and gushy. I'm talking wop. That's some wet and gushy. Macaroni in a pot. That's some wet